Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great weekend, safe weekend, and let's make it a great week, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. To begin a great relationship, know what you want. Know what the needs of your body are, what the needs of your mind are, and what fits well with you. There are millions of men and women in the world. Some of them will make a good match for you, and others won't. The two of you only need to do what? To be like a key in a lock, a match that fits. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 101, NASDAQ off 35, S&P's off 13, gold contract down $6.40, trading at $1,576 an ounce. Silver down 31 cents at $26.98 an ounce. Platinum down 11 bucks at $14.02 an ounce. Copper off 7 pennies at $3.37 a pound. Light sweet crude off $3.43 at $88.40 a barrel. Bonds up 12 ticks at $152.05. That just may be a closing high. We'll get our heads wrapped around that. King dollar up 19 ticks at 83.77. Euro's trading at 121, and the yen is at 78.38. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We get down to 1337. 1337, folks, got into the highs of the last low bar out there on the 17th. We did short volume. We only did 741 million. Now, what does that say? That says, bottom line, you very well could have a rejection down here. I don't expect we do, and as we go through the market, I'll tell you why. Well, bottom line is that because over in Europe, folks, they closed down dramatically, and they closed with volume. The DAX got absolutely smoked. The DAX is leading everything, has led us up, has led us down. But we'll go one by one. So that's your S&P. We go to look at the SPY. What do you have inside the SPY? Well, this is what you have. We closed down at $138. We did 134 million shares. Now, the 134 is going against 144. Bottom line, though, that's still an expansion of volume as you're pushing lower, and you're in the lower trading range right now. Dow Industrials. We'll take a look at the Dow. Dow basically down $100, which is nothing, by the way, compared to Europe, folks, and compared to we were down a couple $100. So you can make the case, no doubt, that, hey, listen, Dow got down to 12,583. You got into that low, rejected that low. Inside the Dow, it was the J.P. Morgan Chase, GE, Bank of America, and Caterpillar that were bringing the Dow Industrials back. Now watch when you actually go look at those equities. So if we start with J.P. Morgan Chase, what you have is this. J.P. Morgan Chase, it's not going to be able to get out of its way. 40 million shares today. The 40 million is going into 217 million. BAC, Bank of America, well, you know what, folks? Bank of America is going after its lows. Nothing there. Caterpillar. What do we have with Caterpillar? Same thing with Caterpillar. Caterpillar is actually as a stock that's gone from $117 down to $78. And last but not least is GE. GE's in a consolidation. So you can see 3 out of the 4 Dow stocks that actually were letting the Dow come back. There's nothing behind them. Now, let's go over to the NASDAQ Composite. What do you have with the Composite? Composite gets to a low of 28.52 today. Now, the 28.52 got right into the 28.76 high. You closed at 28.90. You did 1.8 billion. This looks to me like the halfway move of inside the Composite. We go look at the 3Qs. This is what you have with the 3Qs. And, of course, it's going to be big old Apple. The 3Qs, we closed at 63.46, and we did 46 million shares. You're going basically against 43 million shares. You're going against the low that had 57. So no doubt we're going to need more volume in order to get to lower price. Now, after the close out here, Baidu just come out with numbers. Let's see what Baidu's doing. Baidu closed at 107. She's trading 115. 115 doesn't do a thing for Baidu. The reason being, Baidu has just gone from $152 down to $100. Trading at 107 right now. It's a dead cat bounce. That's all you have. Numbers on Baidu go like this. They were looking for the, let's see, first quarter, third quarter revenue, second quarter adjusted. Okay, so their estimate was $1.13. They came in at $1.26. They made more than their estimate. That is the bottom line number. Third quarter, this is what they see. They see that their estimate was $996 million in revenue. They plan on coming in from $983 to $1 billion, which isn't that bad. Let's take a look at some of the, well, here, first off, let's go over to the dollar. What does the dollar do out here today? Dollar goes into the 84 high, can't handle the high. The last spike high, folks, well, here, let's do it. The last high in the dollar was on July 12th. We got to 83.985, and we did that. Let's just see. Okay. So that high, as we come into that high, we did that with 18,000 contracts. Today we did 22. Still doesn't hold price. What we did do is that we had a closing high, though. No, we didn't. That's interesting. Okay, so the closing high was on the 12th. Bottom line is you're going to be right back uphill. Why am I saying that? Because this is what you have. You pushed into that last swing high and you pushed in with volume. When you push in to a high with volume, folks, and you can't hold price, it's short-term bearish, longer-term bullish. It's going to go up there and do it again. So, bond market. We'll go over to the bonds. We take a look at bonds. Bonds closed today, the 30-year bond. We take a look at that 30-year bond. She closed at 152.05, and she might have done the same thing. Let's see. Well, that's a closing high for bonds by 2 ticks. On the last time that we were up at these levels, which was on June 1st, we're at 152.03. So it's going to, bottom line, make a run for it again. Now, let's go over to Europe. Well, first, what we'll do is this. We'll go to the Hang Seng. Hang Seng last night, folks, it started in Hong Kong. Hang Seng comes down 587 points. We're at 19,000. And Hang Seng, basically came down not with a huge amount of juice. We did 1.2 billion. That 1.2 billion is going against 2.7. So, bottom line is that baby can get lower, but she's going to need a lot more juice to get lower. Now, go to Europe, different animal. I mean, the same animal, but let me tell you something. Europe got smoked. First, the FTSE. The FTSE, folks, came down. We came down. We're at 55.33. We came down with 650 million shares going against a billion shares. So you can see the FTSE didn't have the volume either. But the FTSE will still try to get back into a swing low, which is 54.35. The DAX is the number, folks. Now, the DAX has been very consistent for a good couple of years on the way up and on the way down. And this is what you have. And this is intense. The DAX, folks, came back 3.5%. But it also came back with 217 million versus your swing point of 128 versus 223. The DAX basically turned around and broke the last uptrend that it was in, meaning from June 5th. That's saying that, hey, you know what? This wants to get out of the lows of June, which is 6,011. So it's a big heads up. There's no two ways about that. Let's see. Where's DV? Let's see what we got here. That's no big deal. Some of the high volume stocks out here, and really basically a low volume market still. You had GE up 22. We had Dell down 20. Halliburton was up 74. Advanced Micro was down 7. We had Freeport McMoran off $1.15. Intel was down 26 rather. Let's go over and take a look at Apple. Apple tomorrow, folks, is going to be coming out numbers. Apple goes down to 587. If you take a look at that 587, it was 587.89 right on the bat. That's where it had a little juice, a little volume in it, and that's what stopped it dead in its track today. But check it out. So we came down with 17 million. going into that 587 with 15. What is that saying? That's saying you're banging the floor, folks, with heavy volume. That's saying it's putting a couple little holes in the floor. The water gets in the floor, what happens? It opens it up. Tom O'Brien, TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.